add new people. You're just going to check in on the post. We're not going to tag you or anything like that. Just go on there. It's at the top of the team page. Just go in the thread. Oh my gosh, I added 10 new friends today. I added 3 new friends. Like, it's not a race, right? You set your minimum. You want to add a little, add a little. You want to add a lot, add a lot. Pro tips, make sure you're posting content daily, you guys. Right? You can't just not be active, but be adding people, because when you add them, they're going to go stalk you. They're going to go see what you're doing. So just make sure you're in your stories and you're throwing a post up and stuff. I'm going to talk in a minute about like how to find these people, but write down a list of things that like excite you, that you get excited to talk about, because if you get excited to talk about it, it's easy for you to talk to those people about it because you like to talk about it, right? And then send a message to new contacts like ASAP. And that just means when you connect with someone, don't let it just be like out there for 7 days. If somebody accepted your friend request, send them a message within 24 hours. So it's not like a week later and they're like, wait, who are you? We became friends when? Like, you know. And then message ideas are on boards. So this is my last slide, and then I'm going to stop talking. And you guys, I am more than happy, and I would absolutely love to actually like workshop this out a little bit, because that's how we're all going to learn, right? So how do you find these people? These are like questions to ask yourself in blue at the top. Like, what are you into? And I know that's broad, but like, what are you into? What do you like? Like, if you went and sat at like a table and had dinner with your girlfriends, what do you like to talk about? Do you like to talk about bowling, crocheting, gardening, jeeping, riding horses, going on vacation, doing things with your kids? Like, what are you into? Meal prepping, barbecuing, cooking desserts, baking. Like, I'm being serious. Like, it has nothing to do with Modere. Like, just what do you like? Then what are your hobbies? What do you do for fun in your free time? And I know for some people like myself, I lost myself after I had kids for a while. I had no hobbies. I was like, my hobby is shopping. Is that even a hobby? Because I had no hobbies. So what are your hobbies? Like, what do you enjoy doing? Do you like reading? Reading's a hobby. Do you enjoy walking? Do you enjoy working out? Like, those can fall into the category of hobbies, right? What do you do for fun in your free time? Do you like, I don't know, spend time with your family? Do you go out with your girlfriends? Do you play a sport? Do you go and play cornhole? Do you whatever, right? And then what do you enjoy talking about? Like, all of these are kind of just different ways of asking the same question. So what do you enjoy? Like, what can you have a conversation about? Because think about it, when you're friending these people, it's easy if you're having a conversation about something that you're comfortable talking about, right? When we don't know what we're talking about, like a category in life that you have no education on, you're lost. But if you have something in common, the conversation literally just flows. Think about when you meet someone at like your kid's school or at your new job or somewhere and you have stuff in common. Doesn't the conversation just go? You're like, oh my God, yeah, I went there last weekend. That place is great, you know? So where do you find these people is in white on the bottom. Facebook groups, using hashtags, and famous people and brands. So Facebook groups, encouraging you to get on your desktop or on your phone and look for groups. I would say 3 to 5. You don't need 10 to 20, 3 to 5, because you want to start showing up. You want people to start seeing you active in there, right? It's very hard to be active in 10 groups. It's very easy to be active in 3 groups, 3 groups that you're like building a community in, right? And honestly, smaller groups are sometimes easier. A group that has like a couple hundred or a couple thousand. If you get into a group with 300,000 people, the post moves so fast, it's like very hard sometimes. If you can get into a smaller community, they start to see you commenting, you posting, you talking. And then before you know it, you have people in your inbox like, oh my God, girl, I love what you just shared. Holy crap, where did you buy that? Oh my God, I love your lunchbox. Like, that was so cute, right? So groups, you can go to the top of your Facebook newsfeed and search up anything. Bowling, horseback riding, gardening for peppers. I don't know, anything, whatever you're into. Hashtags, believe it or not, if you hashtag at the top of your newsfeed too, You could do the same thing. Like I was doing it earlier. I was talking to Lori for a little bit in Messenger. Like you could do like hashtag Jeep life, hashtag girls with Jeeps, hashtag women with Jeeps, hashtag Jeep, whatever. Just play with it. It'll start to come up. And then when you click the hashtag, go down and you can like look at posts, find people. Holy crap, girl, like your Jeep is freaking amazing. Like, where did you get whatever? Do you go to competitions? Oh my gosh, I saw that you're from Maryland. Like, I'm from Maryland. Have you always lived down here? You're just creating conversations. And then famous people and brands, that is like, you guys, we all have brands that we like. We all have famous people that we like. So if you like them, who else is going to like them? Your people, right? So like, what brands do you buy? What famous people do you follow? Ask yourself that. Go to their Facebook, right? Or the brand's Facebook, go to the comments and find people that are commenting. They're your people. I use the example all the time. It's like corny, but I love Diff and Blunder sunglasses. If I go to those pages, I can talk about Diff and Blunder sunglasses with people all day long because I love them. Famous people. I love like comedians and stuff. Like I love Sebastian Maniscalco, Kevin Hart, The Rock, people like that. If you go on their pages and look in their comments, you can talk about stuff like Sebastian Maniscalco. You guys, I'm 100% Italian. His jokes are funny as hell because it's like my childhood told on the stage. So I can go and talk to people all day long about Italian jokes. That's fun for me, you know? So do that for you. And then the idea is they start to follow you. They start to see what you have going on. You're building the know, like, and trust. And then down the road, when you're in your stories and you're holding up this spoon, they're like, yo, Lori, I know we connected. We were talking about Jeeps, but like, what is that chocolate stuff you're putting on that spoon? Like, what is that stuff? Boom, done. Hook, line, and sinker. You got them. Make sense? You guys can feel free to come off now. It is 8:51. I'm sweating. And if you want, I can demo any of this on the screen too and like pull it up and show you an example of like how I would find people.
Right.
But let's workshop. I'm game to do so.
Workshop.
Oh God.
I do want to say that I think like in the beginning, like when I hear Carrie, like at least just say like the last part of what she said, because this is what went through my mind, is that early on, I remember like hearing these kinds of things. And I, you know, it's very easy when it comes to either, you know, what she's talking about and how you find, you know, your people, right? Which is basically, it's making friends, it's networking. But whether you're doing that, you're adding people to your network and you throw in like the sale at the end, like it kind of feels like baiting, right? Or like, and the fact that we use like scripts and stuff, but really this whole entire business, it's networking. It's making new friends on social media, right? You're not gonna, maybe you do, but 9 times out of 10, like you're not going to be like connecting with these people off of social media. So it's really just like making friends is our business, right? And then you're dripping along the way these products that you found that you love that eventually they want to know more about. And that's how you create like a bigger customer base or team members, you know, at some point and whatnot. So I just want to throw that out there because I remember thinking that. And so if you are like, you know, it has a tendency until you really understand it to just kind of feel, right? Like, I feel like I'm doing this for a purpose. And so the purpose, you need to like take out the sale and throw in the purpose as you have something to offer that will help so many people genuinely. You know, you're not selling, I don't know, fake nails or jewelry or whatever, right? There's so many other things that you could be doing network marketing with. You're actually doing like the best of the best of the best wellness products. And so I just want to say that just in case it went through anyone else's head, because when she said that, my head went there. So I wanted to say it. I'm gonna shut my door.
No, you're good, Meg. I love that actually. Because I 100%, you guys, like I felt the same way. Like I've been doing this for years now. And when I started for me, I felt the same way, like the same thing. But can you tell them a little bit about like that initial contact, creating the conversation, and then like how the 333 thing works?
Yeah. So my way, so I'm not real big. So there's like so many ways to do this, right? And you're going to find out what works best for you. I would suggest like doing whatever it is Carrie says at first and like figuring it out along the way, because what works isn't broken, it just may not be for you. So I'm going to start with saying that. So for example, in the beginning, I would message people that were watching my stories, or I'll say engage with your reels, whatever, right? I found that some of those things don't work for me. So what does work for me is those people that are watching my stories and are new or following my reels. What I do is I go to their social media page and I find a common interest. Okay. So I'm literally going to look at their bio, right? What they do, where they live, do they have kids? What do they do for a living? What are the things that they're posting about? And I'm going to love on 3 of their pictures that they've posted. And if they're not super recent, meaning they posted last Christmas and they haven't posted since, probably not going to heart their Christmas post because I'm obviously going out of my way, right? But they've right? So I'm going to go to the next person. I'm going to go down their page and maybe they've only have 2 that are recent. I'm going to heart both of those and I'm going to comment. And I'm just going to love something. Oh my God, this is so cute. Oh my gosh, your kids, I don't know, recital or whatever it is, right? Then I'm going to friend request them. And I'm going to jump into their inbox and I'm going to message them about what I saw on their page. So it could be that they're from the same state. Maybe they went to my college. Maybe they also have a dog and it looks like a puppy, right? So I have something common in interest with that. So you're just kind of finding things to talk about so it doesn't feel weird. It only feels weird when you're not being authentic, right? So I find ways to be authentic. If this person has nothing in common with me, I do nothing. If they do, I do. And so it may take a little bit, but the more that I find that I am engaging with the right people and I am consistently showing up as me, I'm going to attract more people like me. And therefore the people that are watching me, I'm going to have more in common with. Does that make sense? And so the more you do that, the easier it will get to message those people. Same thing in Facebook groups. If I am in the Facebook groups I'm in, because I've already done that piece of it, right? And I'm in these Facebook groups and I see somebody who does a comment that's like-minded, like me, I'm going to click on them. If they have a common interest of mine, I'm going to go back, I'm going to heart their comment, I'm going to comment on it, I'm going to friend request them, I'm going to do the same thing I just said. Does that make sense? And that's how I do it authentically, to find people that are like me, that I can essentially at some point either have a friendship with and or help down the road.
And I will add, because this is where I was kind of thinking those were fire tips. When you do this, you guys, this week, give yourself a minimum that you're going to do every day, right? And it doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's 10. Let's do the math, you guys. If you did 10 per day times 7 days, how many new friends is that? 70. That would be 70